pick.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Negotiate.
800 bucks. 900. 850.
Close.
Are we doing it? It's a deal.
All right, score.
Flying across the field feeling like that guy did in 1937.
They're the masters of the art of picking.
That's the kind of stuff you dream about.
Most of the time.
I'm gonna give you $600. Nope.
American.
Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel that I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It's time to stand up in today's. American Pickers star Mike Wolfe has stunned fans by splashing $25,000 on a pair of vintage Vespa scooters. Mike, 60, was seen striking a deal for the mopeds after visiting the godfather of Vespa, Victor Vespa. Victor used to own one of the biggest vintage Vespa shops on the West Coast and still collects the Italian-produced mopeds at his garage. Speaking about Victor, Mike said, "As far as I'm concerned, Victor Vespa is like the godfather of Vespa. The guy's a pioneer. He's a legend." Victor told the American Pickers creator that his father was an antiques collector, which sparked his own interest in collecting scooters. When arriving at Victor's garage, Mike was taken to a Vespa junkyard, which was a grassy area filled with around 70 old rusty scooter carcasses, Victor explained. "Back when we were in business in the 80s and 90s, you couldn't order parts. The only way to do it would be to take apart a bike." After being told by Victor that each one was worth around $75 each, Mike asked him, "Do you have anything that's a little bit more complete? Do you have a complete scooter?" Victor then took Mike, who has owned multiple Vespas before, inside his workshop, where he showed him a 1952 Ferro Basso Vespa and a very, very rare model from 1948. The 1948 rod model had original paint and an original toolkit and was unbelievably found in Portland, Oregon. Mike said in a voiceover, "This is a 1948 original paint rod model Vespa that was never exported to the US. These scooters are extremely rare in Italy. It's unbelievable that this scooter is in the US and is in the condition it's in." Victor had owned the scooter since 1994, having bought it from the last living factory-trained Vespa mechanic in America at the time. "This one, I kind of have a soft spot for," Victor admitted. Mike asked, "What would it take to buy this?" Victor replied, "$20,000. That's a fair number, by the way." Agreeing, Mike sighed. "No, I know. It's a pretty amazing scooter, man." He then decides to make Victor a joint offer for the rod model and the 1952 Ferro Basso. "Why don't we do this? $25,000 for the pair?" he asks. Victor's wife then leans in and whispers, "Let it go, lighten the load." Convinced, Victor agrees to the deal and shakes hands as Mike says, "Oh my gosh, I love it. I absolutely love it, love it, love it." A clip from the American Pickers episode has now been shared on the show's official History Channel Facebook page. After watching, one fan remarked, "That's crazy. Are they worth that kind of money? Going to start building them?" Another added, "A lot of people buy the Vespa because they don't break down as much as the Lambretta." In June, Mike teased the return of the new series of American Pickers. He posted a photo of himself in a desert environment, with his back to the camera while walking toward an old car. Mike captioned the shot, "Jeremy Thomas, you have managed to take one of the hottest shoots I've ever been on and make it even hotter. Loved having you on the crew, buddy. Your work is incredible and you're a beautiful human." Mike went on to interact with several fans in the comments section. One person questioned, "When is the new American Pickers back on?" "October, I think," Mike responded. Fortunately for the History Channel star, an inspection on July 10th for framing and building passed. Final building and project inspections remain unscheduled. Historic home. The U.S. Sun obtained exclusive photos of Mike extending the home's entrance into a turret. A turret is a small tower typically seen in castles. Mike also added an awning to the front porch area. In September, Mike posted photos of the outside of the home under construction with a newspaper clipping of the original property. He also gave a sneak peek inside the home, as he showed off the floor-length window and fireplace. Columbia Properties. The History Channel star has renovated many properties in Columbia, Tennessee over the years. The U.S. Sun previously revealed the construction set him back $322,461. A source told the U.S. Sun of Mike's work, "The town is happy Mike is taking this on to help bring new life to Colombia." But a second insider claimed, "It's kind of interesting because a lot of people don't want change and some people do, so we're in that flux." In addition to Mike's business, new companies are opening in the town. The source continued, "They are building a 6-story condo with a restaurant. Next to that is going to be a car place. The town is changing rapidly." Mike stars on American Pickers alongside his brother Robbie, Jersey John Saleh, and Danielle, Colby. A new season of American Pickers is expected to return in October. Mike Wolfe, the famed star of American Pickers, is known for his keen eye for rare and historic finds. But his latest purchase might just be one of his most exciting yet, a pair of pristine 1948 Vespa scooters, complete with their original paint, imported all the way from Italy. The antique vehicle enthusiast shelled out a cool $25,000 for the duo, calling them an unbelievable find and a piece of motorized history. A rare scooter with a rich history. The Vespa, an iconic Italian scooter brand, was first introduced in 1946 by Piaggio as an affordable mode of transportation in post-war Europe. The 1948 models Wolfe acquired are part of the Vespa 125 series, one of the earliest production runs that helped solidify the scooter's legendary status. What makes these scooters particularly special is their original paint and unrestored condition. Many vintage Vespas have been repainted or modified over the decades, but finding two from the same year with factory original finishes is exceptionally rare. "These scooters are time capsules," Wolfe said in an exclusive interview. "The fact that they still have their original paint, their original parts, it's like stepping back into 1948 Italy. You can almost smell the espresso and hear the streets of Rome." Why Mike Wolfe couldn't resist. For Wolfe, the purchase wasn't just about adding another set of wheels to his collection. It was about preserving history. "When I saw these, I knew I had to have them," he explained. "Not just because they're beautiful, but because they represent a cultural shift." The Vespa wasn't just a scooter. It was freedom, style, and innovation all rolled into one. The scooters were sourced from a private collector in Italy who had kept them in a climate-controlled garage for decades. Wolfe, who frequently travels overseas to hunt for rare antiques, jumped at the opportunity when he heard they were available. The $25,000 question. Was it worth it? To the average person, spending $25,000 on 2 old scooters might seem excessive. But in the world of vintage Vespa collecting, this was actually a steal. Fully restored 1948 Vespas can sell for $15,000 to $30,000 each. Unrestored, original paint models are even rarer, often fetching premium prices at auctions. A matching pair in this condition is almost unheard of, making Wolfe's purchase a wise investment. "These aren't just scooters, they're rolling art," said vintage vehicle expert Gregory Smith. "The fact that they're untouched means collectors will pay top dollar." Mike got a great deal. American Pickers star Mike Wolfe has dropped $322,461 to renovate properties in Columbia, Tennessee in his initiative to revamp the sleepy town. Mike, 60, owns many businesses in Columbia, Tennessee, including his bike shop Columbia Motor Alley and vacation rental 2 Lanes Guest House. The American Pickers star has renovated many of the properties over the years, as the U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal the total cost of the construction has set him back $322,461. Mike purchased a 3,166-square-foot house for $700,000 on May 20, 2022, and has been renovating the historic home, which is 151 years old. He filed a building permit for the home in April 2024 for a remodel and repair of the tower and front porch, bringing the total cost for the remodel to $200,000, according to the permit. Mike filed a permit for his vacation rental 2 Lanes Guest House to repair and replace rotting belly trim on front facade. According to the permit, the total cost is $10,000. As for Mike's bike shop Columbia Motor Alley, which he purchased in July 2022, he filed a permit to remove the existing TPO membrane and replace it with a new 60mm TPO membrane. The total construction cost is $63,750. Mike purchased a former wine bar for $600,000 in September 2022 that he turned into an outdoor seating area complete with a fire pit, pergola, and stage. Installing the pergola cost $17,730, according to the permit. Another permit for the property to install 1-foot underground gas line for fire pit, including risers, regulators, and necessary materials, cost $4,400. For a permit for footers for planter walls and pergola, the improvement cost Mike $6,500. A final permit was filed to remove existing roof systems down to the existing deck. Inspect and replace damaged or deteriorated decking. Supply and install minimum are 30 polyiso insulation mechanically fastened through both layers over plywood decking. This renovation cost $20,081. Mike's work to revamp Columbia hasn't been easy, as he was hit with construction issues and backlash from the community. Regarding the historic home, the U.S. Sun previously reported Mike failed a recent inspection. On July 8th, the home underwent an inspection by the City of Columbia. The inspection failed for framing and building, per the record. The record noted that new electrical wiring had been installed possibly outside of the proper procedure. Mike also needed at least one more rafter tie near the northwest corner. But then on July 10th, another inspection for framing and building passed. Final building and project inspections remain unscheduled. A source told the U.S. Sun of Mike's work, "The town is happy Mike is taking this on to help bring new life to Columbia." But a second insider claimed, "It's kind of interesting because a lot of people don't want change and some people do, so we're in that flux." In addition to Mike's business, new companies are opening in the town. The source continued, "They are building a 6-story condo with a restaurant. Next to that is going to be a car place." The town is changing rapidly. Mike stars on American Pickers alongside his brother Robbie, Jersey John Saleh, and Danielle, Colby. A new season of American Pickers is expected to return in October. American Pickers stars Mike and Robbie Wolfe have been accused of ruining the show with lowball offers, as viewers claim they would refuse to sell their antiques to the Pickers. Mike, 60, stars on American Pickers alongside his brother Robbie and co-stars Jersey John Saleh and Danielle, Colby. The stars travel across the country to pick antiques to either add to their collection or sell for profit. But show clips posted to the American Pickers Facebook page of old episodes have caused outrage among fans ahead of the new season. In one clip, Mike and Robbie check out a woman's collection of vintage gas station memorabilia, including signs, pumps, and tools. In the clip, Mike offered $1,500 for a vintage oil can. The seller countered at $2,500 because she knew her late husband would want to sell the beloved item for that price. When Mike went to $1,700, she asked to meet in the middle at $1,850. They ended up agreeing to $1,800. Mike then checked out a gas pump he planned to restore $4,750. When the seller countered at $10,000, Mike responded, "I can't do that. The most I've ever seen retailed on it in this condition is $8,500. They then agreed on $8,700. In a second video, Robbie and Jersey John visited a widow selling her husband's antiques. Jersey John noticed a cool oak filing cabinet and offered $150. She countered at $175 and he accepted her offer. Fan backlash. Fans were upset over the offers as one commented on Facebook, "Don't come my house, not welcome." A second wrote, "I want to lowball you for my prices and sell it for 6 times as much." A third said, "This is where people gotta realize sentimental value retails at $0. This isn't the first time the stars have come under fire for their offers. In a separate clip posted earlier this month, Robbie and Jersey John met with a seller to check out his rare 1924 Ford Model T. After the seller said it was a family heirloom and he wasn't interested in letting it go, they checked out other antiques. Jersey John showed interest in a vintage siren. The cast iron piece was previously placed on top of a building to give a community an important alert. The American Pickers star noted the piece's early electric motor, which he guessed was from the 1920s. After saying only a limited scope would be interested in purchasing the siren, John offered the seller $250 and said it would only make $50 at a scrapyard. The seller countered with $400 before agreeing to meet the reality star halfway at $300. "Hey guys, let's rip them off," someone commented. Similar sirens have been sold for over $1,000, with one currently going for $1,400 at a world-famous pawn shop. The new season of American Pickers will return in October. For over a decade, American Pickers has been a staple of History Channel's programming, following Mike Wolfe and his team as they travel across America in search of rare antiques, vintage memorabilia, and hidden treasures. The show's appeal has always been rooted in the thrill of the hunt, the negotiation process, and the stories behind each unique find. However, recent backlash suggests that the Wolfe brothers' business tactics may be alienating both fans and potential sellers. Viewers accuse Mike and Robbie of lowballing sellers. A growing number of fans and critics have taken to social media and online forums to express their dissatisfaction with the way Mike and Robbie negotiate deals on the show. Many argue that the brothers frequently make insultingly low offers, taking advantage of sellers who may not know the true value of their items. One Reddit user commented, "I used to love the show, but now it's just painful to watch. They'll find something worth thousands and offer $200, then act like they're doing the seller a favor." Another viewer tweeted, "If I had rare antiques, I'd never sell to the American Pickers guys. They lowball everyone and brag about it like it's a skill." Some fans have even compared Mike and Robbie to pawn shop owners, suggesting that their negotiation style leans more toward exploitation than fair dealing. Sellers speak out. They aren't fair. Beyond viewer complaints, some individuals who have appeared on the show or were approached by the American Pickers team have shared negative experiences. One anonymous seller claimed, "They came to my property and wanted a vintage motorcycle worth at least $10,000. Mike offered me $1,500 and acted like it was a great deal. I told him no, and he seemed annoyed. Later, I sold it for $9,500 to a collector." Another person who was featured in an episode said, "They edit the show to make it seem like sellers are happy with the deals, but a lot of us feel pressured. They have cameras rolling and you don't want to look greedy on TV, so some people just take whatever they offer." These accounts suggest that the show's editing may paint a misleading picture of the actual transactions, hiding the fact that many sellers feel shortchanged. Is the show losing its charm? American Pickers has undergone several changes over the years, including the departure of original co-star Frank Fritz in 2021 due to health issues and reported tensions with Mike Wolfe. Robbie Wolfe, Mike's brother, was brought in as a replacement, but some fans argue that the dynamic isn't the same. Longtime viewers have noticed a shift in the show's tone, with less emphasis on the historical significance of items and more focus on quick, profit-driven deals. A fan on Facebook wrote, "The early seasons were about the stories behind the antiques. Now it feels like Mike and Robbie just want to flip items for the highest profit possible." Others believe the show has become too scripted, with negotiations feeling forced and less authentic than in earlier episodes. How do Mike and Robbie respond? Mike Wolfe has defended his business approach in the past, stating that picking is about finding undervalued items and reselling them for a profit. He argues that sellers always have the choice to decline offers and that his expertise allows him to assess risks, such as restoration costs and market demand, that sellers may not consider. In an interview, Mike once said, "At the end of the day, this is a business. I have to make sure I'm not overpaying because I have to resell these items. It's not personal, it's just how the game works." Robbie Wolfe has echoed similar sentiments, emphasizing that not every item they buy turns a profit, and sometimes they take losses on pieces that don't sell as expected. Will the backlash affect the show's future? Despite the criticism, American Pickers remains one of History Channel's most watched shows, with a loyal fan base that enjoys the treasure hunting aspect regardless of the controversies. However, if more sellers refuse to participate due to the brothers' reputation, the show may struggle to find compelling content. Some fans have suggested that the producers should adjust the format to focus more on fair deals and historical preservation rather than aggressive bargaining. Others believe the show needs a complete revamp, possibly with new hosts who bring a different energy to the picking scene. Conclusion: a growing divide between fans and the Wolfe brothers. While American Pickers continues to draw viewers, the accusations of lowballing and unfair deals are creating a rift between the Wolfe brothers and their audience. Whether the show can regain its original charm, or whether it will continue to face backlash, remains to be seen. For now, many fans and sellers are left questioning, are Mike and Robbie Wolfe ruining American Pickers, or is this just the reality of the picking business?